welcome to Word on the Street. I'm your host, Jason, and we go out every week and interview homeless people, travelers, vagabonds, gutter punks, and all the in-betweens, and just for another view on life, just because what I'm finding is it's kind of different. It's kind of totally different all the time, it seems to me. So we've got a good show for you this morning. Thanks for tuning in. My guest this morning is Reverend Ron, currently from Ukiah. Was homeless for 7 years, just got indoors the other day, just very recently, so to speak. And Ron,
hey, how you doing,
thanks
sir?
for coming on the show.
Yeah.
He's been on before. So, you grew up in the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
We've had you on the show twice before, and you've gone through it a few times.
Yeah.
You grew up in the Bay Area in a crazy party household. Can you describe that a little bit for us for just a second?
Yeah, well, I was like, not me, like born in the Southeast and then came there when I was little, because there was a lot of things before that, and it's like me. It's like, see, it's like strange. It's like when you get so principalistic, not just I'm so principalistic, just like what world's around you. Me, it's like since day one, it's like being born, world's around you, what nothing to do with you, and tell you what you're talking about and switch up on you through other things, and no one can cheat principles, like spirits of humans. And I don't want to say anything that hurt anyone's feelings, and I know I had different ways, and then I had no thought.
What do you mean when you say nobody can cheat principles?
No one. As in what principles back in the day, medieval, the so-called, but now they're called rules, which no one listens to. Yeah, right, whatever. So I got some self-exposed paper.
Describe the party house you lived in Richmond.
Frazzle, man. Pimps and hoes. You can say it on the TV, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was being careful.
Yeah. We try not to have any profanity.
No, I was saying disciples of the temple, which I always say as, and I was so gentle. Yeah, like Perverts of Persia. Yeah. The Pacific. Whoops.
Okay.
That frazzle. Well, those things go on too. Not so gentle. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
so
like,
that's what the house was like.
No, not just that. I'm sorry, other chapters were then. Yeah, the King Leonidas, the gates of fire, 300, and it's like that, now with me. I ain't no part of it. I ain't having it. So it's strange. It's like a lot of things. I don't like saying heavy. You know what I mean? It's just like I want to do me. It's just like this whole time. It's just like strange. How do you say this? Nothing has to be born earth created and then call it the say from God. That's just like God. No, it's not. You can tell by the earth by being created. It's science. Yeah, a lot of philosophy about mass and and what supplies can make on earth.
Did you watch a lot of TV growing up?
Yeah, in my head, and movies I foresaw was going to happen. Ain't no movie once called Mad Ron. That's all. Once imagine they until they ain't friendly. One, they imagine my head, and two, they most definitely friendly.
Okay. You played football in high school.
Yeah, and wrestled, yeah.
And wrestled.
Yeah, and tennis and track, yeah.
And tennis and track?
Yeah.
Did you
do Steady John McEnroe. He's from the hood. You can tell I'm talking crazy, That's why I like
what
McEnroe.
Sport did you do best at?
I say it's weird beast word best. That's kind of
what sport did you enjoy most?
Well, football, yeah.
Football?
Yeah.
But you also wrestled.
Yeah.
You also played tennis.
Yeah.
Track. Did you ever win a tennis match?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I like John McEnroe. You talk hella crazy, He's from the hood. You can tell that. But the beep with pressurized two big bright lights and space shuttles and a lot of satellites. You still can't see a ball. What are you talking about? That's some hood folks. That's John McEnroe. He's smooth. I like that. And he's psychological pimp slap you. You know what I mean? Just break you. Sparks it a lot. You know what I mean? Then quiet Eve von Lindo,
So you played a lot of sports in high school.
And
do you do anything
and Boris Becker, firing forehand, yeah. So
how do you keep in shape today?
Matter of fact, that's what I'm working on now. I got me a bike and stuff like that. We got me a bike, working back in shape from that, and then working me Olympic professional bench press. And I used to bodybuild, professional bodybuilding, powerlift. I got family I have an uncle that's a professional bodybuilder. Used to do professional bodybuilder.
So you want to get a weight set?
Well, yeah, Olympic bench press. It's like saying that, that's in per se, like that's like called as corporation, but as Nike, it's the same metaphor. Olympic, it's how professional bodybuilders use.
Sounds expensive.
Yes and no, it depends. Not necessarily, it depends,
Maybe you get a
$200, maybe $300 altogether bench press, the bench itself, then the bar, and then the plates.
You get a thing at the gym.
I don't want to go. I don't want to do all that. I went to study and stuff like that. I wanted before.
Yeah.
So it's not being flashed like that. I mean, I'm on a different style.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't lift weights. It's just so much work, you know? Like, what do? Put on Metallica or drink a Red Bull first? Or
No.
you just got it in your mind to do it on your own.
It's other things, and plus being culture where you're from, warrior culture, you know what I mean? And it is that. And it's strange. Like with me, it just seems like just continuous blurring me my entire life story. It's like, it's being like that. You know that book, Gulliver's Giant?
Gulliver's Travels.
Or Gulliver's Travel. Okay,
yeah.
That's like me this whole time. Little people, tired by little people. One sleep legs, took some mushroom on pill, all of a sudden all frizzed out. What?
You feel like you're Gulliver and you've been tied down with dental floss by a bunch of little people?
Yeah, like the Purpose of Persia, Pacific, the West Coast, California. It's like, King Leonidas. It's like, from the South. Southeast. What, boy? What, boy?
Now, you felt like that. You felt like that one day, or you feel like that just generally, philosophically?
Oh, every day.
Every day you feel like Gulliver tied down by a bunch of little people. Huh?
Yeah, yeah, the Purpose of Persia of California,
Yeah.
Art world. Whoops.
So how long have you been in? You were at Buddy Eller.
Other things about I'm living I can't talk about on the contract.
That's all right. That's all right. But you can say that you're indoors now. And you're not at Buddy.
No, I'm I'd really going too much, but
all right, we won't go into that.
I have a castle. I'll just say that.
You have a castle?
Yes, I'll just say it as that.
Okay, we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I might be rude. I might by principle.
Sure,
I know what other things I say another radio station, KZYX, about my own culture, and I got people in a weird mix because of it, and I'm not too pleased about that. I did trust your own people, which is other chapters. Last 7 years, it's like one, and then Hood Spirits around you would live through a taboo if you relive the exact feeling from emotion, subject for subject, as adult version of a child. If you leave the place up north, in this county or NorCal, whatever, being from there, you'll be reliving, and everything happened word for word, feeling for feeling.
Is it over?
Yeah, it is over, and I hear a lot of things with me. A lot of things with electronics is recorded by Washington State, so I do hear it. And I'm not spying on nobody because the whole world's turned into spies. Every single person spying on anybody. And like I said before, about energy is becoming that. To me, it looks like from 1493, 1993.
Well, if
everyone is now.
Well, everybody
can't talk. See, I'm talking right, Jason. I'm gonna say hi, do say by phone, right? And I say you do or don't. Say you have a phone, I call you. My phone call right now is like me, you talking to me. I'm talking to you right now on the phone, right? But though deep down in the essence, looking around, I'm in the morning, have morning coffee, so you were right. Though deep down it's like you in the shower, you had nothing on the shower, you in the shower. Everyone in U.S., you people on the street U.S. and Washington State's hearing our phone call at the same time. I'm not spying on you. I'm just talking about art idea and having some coffee.
Ron,
and that's how it goes, and I do see it.
You got to talk a little slower because I'm not that fast in my brain.
I was working on being slow.
Work on being slow because my brain I can't,
that's why I do co-break. I am like a psychiatrist, but like with me, I break it down, feelings,
all of a sudden I miss words because I can't think as fast as you can talk.
I was working on being slow. I've really been working on it.
Your brain's like a hot rod engine? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, plus some from God, eternity.
So you were
a grain of sand from God. That's how deep it make a universe. Yeah, velocity. Yeah, that's how deep that stuff is.
So you were at Buddy, and when you were at Buddy Eller, you told me, you described it.
I relived as a child, a little kid. So my little childhood,
hold on a second. You described it to me back last year.
Okay.
You said something like, I said, how's Buddy Eller? And you said, well, it's kind of like Dr. Moreau's Island.
There's a lot of chapters going on. I don't want to look like I'm talking to say multi-daggers.
Now that
you don't do, I'm not doing it. It's a lot to it.
But now that you have your own castle, you have your own key.
Yeah, I might be in the
Are you feeling?
It's like come out throwing like because by saying whatever they say about TV, don't curve going on camera saying something. And I was like, what? No, I'm not saying. I'm saying I'm not being heavy. So me, literally, as a human. So basically, for the spirits and humans, I'm like literally a scientific experiment, literally for the whole world. Feelings, emotions. With me, it's like that back in the day.
You're a scientific experiment.
Yeah, for the world, spirits, humans,
humans,
all of it. So it's like all world fan world. I watch to see people.
Am I an experiment too, or am I just normal?
Well, in some essence, but I'm talking that goes through the structure, what feels like feelings, emotion, and it's awkward. All I do is care for beautiful gods with a child, have upon the place, stay in food away. That's why I do art. Not look at me, hey, and beep any female that moves or fornicate, whatever. I'm not like that. I don't.
You read the Bible?
Yeah, I start to more and more, but it's a lot. Because see about the Bible, once you study it, and energy is sickness, and it's beginning of time itself, a lot of pervertedness. And I was born from a rape, being born from a rape, and a coin toss away from abortion. And so the term before I came, I was born, so my energy was incinerated. So when I left, and Spirit said, around you will live in a taboo if you relive your place up north when I was here before in this county before, and you relive the past, which happened. Though the energy about that, so when I left, look, I was so strange and incinerated, I self-generate from there. So the term about energy itself is also about life itself. It's like a conveyor belt. So literally then become a generator. It isn't so always so general. That's why I make these stickers now, a generator. But also my granddad, Stonewall Jackson, to make kindness. So a lot of things about that as a generator. And about family history, I've been studying about that. And I also, the book I've been writing on the book list I've been studying is the one, the myth, the man, the legend, and, you know, the legend of the soldier, you know, Stonewall Jackson. My dad's my granddad.
Do you talk to the people that raised you ever? Do you have a relationship with your mom and dad or your...
Something, but the term dad, mom, it never was.
Well, I know, but the people that raised you,
you're just there. And then
do you talk to them every...
It's a weird mix. You know what I mean?
Do you talk to them every few years?
The term dad, it never happened.
Well, no, but the woman that raised you?
Yeah, female gave birth to me, I every now and again, but I don't talk about the heavy structure. So in other words, me being like a little kid again, so I lived the adult version. So like when I was a little kid, I went to that shelter, foster group home, or Kramer vs. Kramer. You know Kramer vs. Kramer?
Right.
I lived it.
Right.
And then an adult version of it when I was here before, and it's a weird, I'm like, oh man, it's a weird mix up. I leave the apartment, what else am I do then? I had before then. And financial, everything feels financial, level out financially. I mean, it's like $10 trillion worth of knowledge, 500 million, a million, $150,000 as financial fuel, everything's fuel and energy. And it can vary about. So it proves this in principle about conveyor belts, because it's everyone's on it, you know what I'm saying? But so like me, since 1975 to 1998, which I foresaw the four things I've seen, that one, I killed myself with my own hand, and I killed my own dog with my own hand, and another couple things later, and then 2000 happened to me in 2000, which I was working to avoid, but the 90s, there's no way I could have avoided it, been strange by that principle, like saying detect, route from the spirit itself.
Do you have any other...
How do you say this? Also about principle about saying about conveyor belts. In other words, from that, so literally being beyond petrified, slicing with sword and chain that I can't chains off me. I can't do like zombies grabbing on me. It's like conveyor belt. Also, me it was like, you know, a conveyor belt, like, you know, estimator going in a forward direction. That's how deep in term money now of a tree to the point everyone in the entire U.S., entire world since the beginning time, order being came from their term enslaved by a tree, money so-called. Every single person, entire U.S. and world, enslaved by a tree, money so-called, being a conveyor belt where you slap and do when you feel crash and bloom for eternity.
So you
and
feel
people saw me, I was going to die. I reported, how do I say that? With me, it sounds 1493, 1993. How do I say that? Medieval and ancient, and how do we mark? You know what I mean? How do I say that?
So you feel kind of out of control of the path of your life.
Well, no, it was before that. That was before. I went to it and I died. 1998, and I first saw it happen, I died. And I see what's going to happen. And how do I say it to somebody? How do they then quote me? I don't always get told as, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. You're some welfare bum, white trash, inlever. You know what you're talking about. You're some welfare recipient bum, beep you. I'm like, what? What are you talking about from the Southeast? What are you talking about in the U.S.? The other half of the parent structure in the U.S. You're the pup in the West Coast that said something to me. Other sections in the West don't ever say something to me. And not just not being principled, it's called territorial. Not energy about me is ever to compare. Don't ever compete with me, compare, or challenge, or compete, or challenge. They say that stuff. And
so
you're the competition with yourself. That's what.
So Ron, let me ask you this.
That's what normal emotions are. I understand one form, but I'm like excluded from all that. So me.
Let me ask you this, Ron. Let me ask you this. Your mind goes fast.
And I proved all this energy about conveyor.
Hold on. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Your mind goes really fast.
It's natural.
It's just the way it is. It's just always like that.
Like a psychiatrist warrior.
Do you sleep 8 hours a night?
I don't really sleep anyway. I never slept.
Oh, okay. Don't really sleep?
No.
Maybe for an hour or something?
I don't know. I don't ask.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's like you don't ask. You know?
Yeah.
It's like art with life, because it'll be the last show, can be forever.
Okay, and then let me ask you this too.
What is he saying?
Is there anything that you ever do that makes you a little bit more relaxed or calm down or less anxious?
Okay, one form would say, let's say how
like, do you read? Do you read books?
Yeah, I'm saying, let's say, Jason proves, let's see about energy of a tree, so-called, to be at money, so-called, prove then the principle. How do I know that? Then the conveyor belt, doom and gloom, and you can see beyond petrified fear. I mean, literally, I've seen every person die in the way of wrong. Since 4 years old, every person died of wars, every single structure, and then me being bodyguard, the Holy Grail from God.
You saw somebody die when you were 4?
You know, every person died in the way of wrong. Every single person died in the way of wrong. Your family lineage, every person since the beginning of time died in the way of wrong. A child does not see that. And I was raised by blood, the Omaha, Viking, American Indian, or shamans, raised by Black Panthers who were from the Southeast. I'm born in the Southeast, God's first people, Black Panther, and then who were two royal family Zulu, and then my Greek and on to advisors to emperors to Japan, who are samurais, shamans. And being from Viking soul culture, samurais and double blade broadswords. That's a lot of lineage of shamans, and I do study.
You said something a few sentences back about seeing things at a young age. Did you see...
Sightseers, that is real. You see the future, and I did see that, and I just talked. Because everybody has inheritance. Mine was inheritance, sight, and structure, and I didn't say not to do. So in a weird mix this whole time, it was like, what is, can be vast and confusing. And then I get caught and I'm talking about and switch about me. And that's the same about, so from 1985 to 1998, first thing it was going to die, like, and very about death and doom, what was going to happen.
Okay.
How do we say it to somebody?
Right.
And then how do you say about curses and spells? How do you say that about a curse of money and the term from God itself, that money so-called being, since I wrote my blog recently about the energy, about being possessed.
Well, you try to tell people, do they ever
understand?
understand?
What I did recently, but it's the trouble, word for word, is that you call from God, so it's the root of all evil, what's the energy of money, what it be, and it's came out later on, no, it's not, it's different. Since I always speak about sickness of energy, therefore that's not what's the right facts to you so-called, but I was doing that to downshift. You can't quote word for word from the Bible in the blog, and I don't want, last when I wrote Energy of a Tree, money, I didn't have time, and I want to go say some heavy stuff all the time. That's a lot in your head to think of always,
Do you have a favorite Bible passage?
I don't know. I study it, because once you study the Bible, no human can ever again do wrong. Think about it. You can't. How can you cheat principles? You can't.
Right.
You self-evolve from it. So a lot of provisions begin around the beginning of time. So that's what I'm saying about convey energy of a tree, to enslave people, something like that, by a tree, so-called.
Okay, let's ask this.
So that's what I'm saying. That proves it now. So therefore, that's what right now. Though with this, right, proves a lot of things with this. This proves everything. So within that, right. So the term money, so-called, being from a tree, right, and so-called say, right. See,
wait, slow down.
Okay.
The term money
as a tree.
As a tree.
Yeah, it's money, cash, whatever it is.
Right. It's made out of wood, paper.
Yeah, right. So therefore, the energy of that can vary about the people now. It's like it's almost when you turn and look at it.
I'm a slave to money because I have to go buy hot dogs.
I'm not being heavy. I'm not being rude. Not at all. Because me, quote Ron, throw up a bomb. I don't know. Me, I'm very study principles already have in my head. I'm simple.
Right.
That doesn't mean easy. So what I'm saying is right now, the term Jason, right? I'm born in the Southeast, right, in the U.S., right? You ever have parent structure in the U.S. called the grown dog? That's why I have the grown dog. And then the puppies are other sections around the U.S., right? But that part from the roots of itself, I'm from the Southeast structure.
Wait, let's get back to money.
No, that's what I'm referring to.
You're coming back.
Yeah, I'm referring to it. So it proves about conveyor belt. So I'm saying, right? I'm born in the Southeast, me as Ron, right? And then, so then, with one, I has to be born, no human in. Two, I'm born in the Southeast U.S., the seventh continent, of Pangea, the first landmass of Pangea. This is the seventh continent. And then the other Southeast, I'm the other half of the parent structure, U.S. grown dog. You have a Southern Bulldog, 160-pound Southern Bulldog, and from there. And then from that, I'm out born on the other side of shore to enslave people. And my first energy of me since day one, anything attempts to corral me, I instantly buck it off. And that's not something to be played with. And that's not being tested now. And I'm not in the best of moods. Just dump me, don't play with. And that doesn't faze me.
Well, let's talk about something.
You don't do it.
Let's talk about
and
something a little more fun.
Quickly, let me see what we're going to add to Jason. Now,
okay.
So that proof prints, right? And then since I was saying 1975 and 1990, right, for Saul Davis, it happened, kill my own self, my own dog, kill my own self, my own hand, and kill my own dog, my own hand. A 4-year-old child does not see that, and I proved it was said to me it was going to happen. Because all of Black families that raised me, every single person, my own family said the exact same thing we saw at once. All of the things I'm talking about was going to happen.
Wait,
and I did see it.
You had a vision as a 4-year-old that was a collective vision with the family that you were living with?
All of it. Yeah, the Pimp Panthers that raised me, Black Panthers raised me, they're all from the Southeast and are shamans. And I found it later on, so Ron, about Zulu, would study Zulu, and raised me, and then found out, Ron, you're much more closer to the truth than you may think. And then in 2003, when I was up in my apartment in Point Arena, deep 2 and 3 in the morning, I looked at a book and studied. That's a lot to study, and you see it about death, and you realize all that stuff in your head. Spooky seeing those war movies and stuff, or those books, because that could be a folks, you can never see them again. It's spooky, it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird when you look through all the war and killing of history and all the stuff that's gone down.
You're looking at
just a bloodbath all the way back to the
you're looking at what they call ghosts, but deeper than that, they're not being living anymore. It's a weird mix. And you see about study about energy, and then that's the movie about gods and generals about Stonewall Jackson.
Okay, well,
later on,
let's change. Hold on.
Let
me ask you this.
So when I saw that thing about Zulu, and I saw the boom, see, I'm from Robert McGregor, Highlanders, with Scotland. Mm-hmm. So that regiment Highlanders, boom, from 1975 to 2003. I don't know how many years that is. That's been setting since then. So I went to the shelter when I was a little kid in Martinez. That's our assume we saw the movies of Zulu.
How old were you when you went into the shelter? So I saw
those, not just talking about from there, and then I saw the movies directly in Martinez shelter there.
How old were you when you first went to the shelter in Martinez?
So that was when I was 10 years old. I got taken from my family, which I first saw government. I'm going to snatch my own stuff out of my own sandals.
Okay, so
and
10
it happens.
years old.
It's a weird mixed scene that already going to happen. There's nothing I could have done.
Right.
What am I going to do? Just what am I going to do? You know?
Yeah.
I can do myself in or what?
Well, let's change the subject a little bit, Ron.
So
hold on.
Highlanders, from Zulu. So it proves Jason, family, and then roll family. So it proves
Hold on. Let me break in a little bit here.
I saw the book.
Let's talk for a minute about
they fought like lions. That's one of the books I was reading. But they had that picture.
Hold on.
So that proves it, Jason.
Hold on just a second.
So then from that now, I'm combining. I got to be enslaved by an every tree.
Okay, let me ask you.
Come again. The term you get busted right for one thing, prom you did right once.
Hold on.
You can't get busted again for can you? Can you not?
Hold on. I can't. Hold on.
Okay.
Give me a chance.
Okay, I'm being careful.
Okay. Let's talk now for a little bit about your creativity. Okay, you're an artist.
Yeah.
you have a blog, which is Smooth Ron at Blogspot.
Smoothron.blogspot.com.
Smoothron.blogspot.com.
Yeah,
okay, you can put that up if you want.
Micah. Thank you. So and also I became a professional writer. A couple years for my birthday, I got paid $20 to $30, $50 review, and I come from the Collier family.
Write,
the magazine.
So you write on your blog today. You still keep up that blog.
Yeah.
Okay, and you also do T-shirts and stickers and graphics and stuff.
Yeah, my new designs. Yeah.
Okay, so that says hold that up for a second. That says generator of gentleness.
Yeah.
And you've got a big heart smile.
Yeah, with dreads, with heart with dreads.
Purple dreads.
Yeah, heart's made up with smiley face with dreads. I'm always smiling, so I was thinking about that. So dread being, good with dread.
I got this water for you, by the way.
I think so. I wasn't sure what's happening. Okay.
No, that's just some regular old water from the city structure.
Me being from the southern water. Rod.
You go back to the south ever?
No, I was just saying about meeting Fazel. So that's
tell me, let's stay on your creativity for a minute.
It's in the magazine Collier family, the magazine Collier.
Before we go to
quick, right? That's where I'm on ability writing, right? The Collier magazine? Collier's magazine. That's back in the day. That's my family. That's where I come from.
Okay.
And that's Wall Street.
But let's talk about your creativity
we all come
for
from
a second.
Jason, right? We all come from rural family, world government, Washington C. We all do. Any person. Me, I've been checked on since day one, and making it something determined, truly, no pun intended, holy grail with me, conquesting me, that I'm so treacherous from being born that way.
Well, now
into that, I'm like, look. Well, now you say something. I'm like, so I say about people in sickness of energy. Like I said, the secret of life itself. Sickness of energy inside two people. The secret of life itself inside every person's body. The very first people you come from, and this is the 4-year-old child studying this. And then inside your veins itself, and then inside your bloodstream, and then energy, the term inwardly itself, and then term money outwardly. So that everyone in the entire world is being enslaved by a tree can very much do death and doom and gloom. You know what I mean? When you can't liberation, there's no antidote, the boom. And then since I went to that since 1975, 1990 with my dollar for seeing it was going to happen. In my own hand, God said, don't buy white powder. The first time I bought white powder, he said, borrow it, don't buy it. The ones that get you empty, and I did. I bought a batch of crank, and a week later, my dog hit by a car. The house I stayed at, which I foresaw it already. And it was going to happen 4 years old. And there was one I did from God said, what? You what? Now, I didn't go to my way to go do that now, you know what I mean? And then I got to determine with me, how would meet like with me, it's 1993, I got to explain that. And it really would happen and said, then wrong with me. It's like, that all might very well be, but it doesn't apply here. You know what you're talking about? That's all that quote sounds crazy, loony, and all that stuff. I'm like, what do you think? I don't realize that. Like I'm stupid, Yeah, okay.
So your brain goes really, you're always running a mile a minute.
I trust nothing. I never have, never will.
You're running a mile a minute. What do you do to relax you?
Well, I won't say out loudly, but I have my medicine. I ain't gonna say what type or anything.
Okay. And that helps.
It ain't pills. And I do no more pills whatsoever. I do Rockstar pills, and I do the level of pills. My body rejects pills, and if I say it's to my so-called contract,
how do the pills work on you?
No, that's extortion. I went through extortion before already. They come to me like that.
How do pharmaceutical pills work on you? Do they help?
No, I OD'd on them already when I was here before. When I was here 4 years ago, I OD'd on them. Looney pills, levels, and Rockstar pills. I'm not doing that then.
What did you call them?
Looney bin level pills.
Looney bin level pills.
Yeah.
And they don't work for you.
No. And I don't trust in any.
And then Rockstar pills are what you're calling like pills that you get on the street.
Well, that too, but
recreational.
Well, I don't want to say the desert art culture structure. Not say out loud or anything.
Okay, so that's Rockstar pills.
Yeah, about the desert.
So you don't do either of those.
Perhaps fire might be involved with that art structure in the desert. Perhaps. Say disciple of a temple. We all are. Yes, James Bond says.
Oh, well, we got about 5 minutes left. We're going to do a half show today because I got to get out.
So yes, that's what I'm saying, Jason. So the principle of that, and therefore, then antidote, right? And so therefore, I got to be enslaved again by I want to do it already once. So they're trying to get busted for something right once. You can't get busted.
Are you enslaved right now?
No. I'm from the Southeast. Anything it takes to crown me.
Are you enslaved right now, or
are you high?
Are you free?
No, I mean, I don't have no sickness of energy around me, none.
Okay,
so
because I'm trying to get guys, you're still talking fast. I'm trying to get a handle on the concept that you're trying to explain.
Yeah, it's
you're talking about slavery, but you're talking about other people.
Yeah, I'm talking about all universal, all itself as concept now, by the term money, the term everyone being enslaved.
I'm a slave to money because
I'm not saying it to you. I'm not saying to you. So
no, but tell me what you think of this.
I already went through it once, Jason. The principle is if you get busted once for something, right? You can't go through again, right?
Tell me what you think of
this.
It's
the exact same thing.
Tell
me what 1975, 1990, for seeing the beliberating, my dog died, for seeing it was going to come bit of death and doom, hands tied, you're deliberating. So I was killing myself so often.
Tell me what you think of this.
So therefore, how can you now be enslaved by money in the tree now?
I want to turn.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can I ask a question?
And blame me for it. I'm like, what?
Wait, Ron, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What all this talk about slavery and stuff to money, enslaved to a tree because money's made out of a tree.
It's can vary about it. Like you see what I'm saying?
Hold on.
Hold on. Obsessive compulsiveness.
Wait.
It's like a drug. Money's a
Now,
drug.
I have a habit.
It's like a drug.
And I have to
It's like the
get
come-ups-
my money and
the
go
come-ups-
to the store and get my fried eggs and ramen every day.
Yeah.
And I have to get my, soda pop and my lettuce, and so I'm wrapped up in it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Well, in a sense, but I'm not being heavy, in other words. No, that's money in terms. It's like energy. I'm saying about systems of energy. It's like a dopamine complex. Money's like a drug.
I have a dope feed complex because I have a job?
No. Money is a dopamine complex itself, I'm saying. It has the same effects to it.
Well, I have like $15 in my wallet, so I'm
it doesn't,
part of it?
No, it doesn't mean equal. Everything's fuel and energy. It's about energy. If you're a goodness person, it becomes everything's fuel.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. The term money has like a dopamine complex to it.
Okay.
It does. It has that
but it doesn't mean that I'm a dope fiend.
No,
it doesn't mean that I have that complex.
No, it's about energy, how it becomes. See, it's like a variable. You know what I mean? What's pulling you? It's saying self-will pulling you.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. That's one from 1975 to 1998, most horrible beyond horror. And then I found out years later, which I set my head for, and I found out my great aunt, so I talked when I was in Point Arena from Carrier Magazine, who advised us to Empress Japan in China, Kennedy family, Northeast Sunday Times, Jimmy Carter. She was one from the family doing family business with, and a lot of things, a family business in itself, and then don't quote, say drugs. The whole world became, we started, what do you think is going on now in the Middle East and Afghanistan? Heroin. What do you think supplies all this? Going from Vietnam. Grandma and grandpa sit down those worlds. Interesting. And then to turn legal pills by turning people like zombies. No. I get my medicine, I smoke on sizzle, my own smoke sizzle. So right. So then, right. So that. So therefore, right. So therefore, that proves it. So being of that. So talk Mike Riggin out. She said, stay out of those worlds, something like that, right? So proves it. So I come from her from that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was gonna say, found later on about my dog. Found out later on about she told me she did family business with Empress of Japan, and they gave her 5,000 BC strains of chow chows. And brought them to the southeast, so within that, and then I 4 years old to get my saw when to kill my dog, and it's gonna happen because bad crank, it happens. How do you think I feel? That's what I say. No one asks why I feel. I know it sounds like
I must have felt bad.
I must sound like I sound like someone just emotional, disgruntled, beat the female dog.
Let me ask you this, Ron. We've only got a couple minutes left.
Yeah.
So
I'm saying I proved I proved I lived it.
In all your experiences,
now I dress like
all your situation that you're in.
I wear gator shoes, slacks, thongs, and the different styles, leather, satin, or silk. And then I wear silk shirts, and I wear fur jackets, and I have different style leather hats I wear. Clean shaven, another part of my body clean shaven. There's a family show, as you say, but this is peace and love, brother or sister. What, right? He says, well, peace and love, brother. Yeah, sister.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for today, Ron.
So, kind
of a short show.
So
I'm
saying now you see Jason say by proves what I say about how can I I'm now gonna be enslaved by anyone on a tree? Come on, why are you high? And
no. That's all. We figured that out. We figured that out. You're not going to be enslaved by a tree for sure.
You high? I don't trust anything.
I'm not either.
No, so people would say energy. If you're good,
like my eggs.
I'm saying my brain's already fried more than fried eggs itself. Especially going through a taboo.
Okay, I got to say goodbye to everybody.
Okay,
Right.
So I'm saying.
But thanks for coming on, Ron.
You see what I'm saying?
Thanks for coming on.
So I got to be brain for energy.
I understood most of what you said, or about. I tried to understand it all.
I was working these few words like.
Well, we'll watch it back, and you'll see. You're a fast talker.
And it
takes a lot of my brain's muscular now.
I was working on to be.
Okay. I got to say goodbye. I got to say goodbye.
So I was being careful. So
hold on.
Could I be playing for energy between everyone?
Hold on. All right, everybody.
If I'm the antidote.
This is Jason. Thanks for tuning in. A little short show today. I got to get out, and right now you might see myself or my intern down there at Safeway or down there at Lucky Store out front with a petition. We're gathering signatures for the station. Your signature will help us get a $50,000 equipment grant for this station that we will share monies with the other two stations in the county, Fort Bragg and Willits. So if you like our programming, if you appreciate the supervisors or the Christian programming or my program or the race cars or anything, if you value public access television, look for us there with a clipboard, and all we need is a signature of support. So I want to thank Micah, my tech guy, for making this possible every Saturday morning. Thank you very much. And I want to thank Rev Ron for coming in
and
that's
nice.
and
So
giving us an earful of
I was being careful,
experience
and
perspective.
And also just with fuel. See the level of message. Finally, you should see real quick, right?
No, show's over. Show's over. We got to go. We'll do another show. We got to get you to do your own show.
Okay, very important, right?
All right. Thank you very much. We'll see you next Saturday morning at 10.